Hi, y'all. It is the Southern Belle from Hell here, and I have a pretty awesome build for you guys. It is a house that is in uptown New Orleans. I want to say it's on either Jackson Ave or Louisiana Ave. It's absolutely beautiful and a little different because it's not necessarily in the antebellum style. Um, it is a townhouse that I believe has been separated into units for people to rent or a condo for people to vacation at. Um, it's absolutely beautiful, and I had so much fun building this because so many items in build mode just really made it look legit. The only thing is um, the wallpaper, I guess you could say. The stones don't look the same. There's like white grout in between the green stones, but it has this awesome roof with an elaborate decoration. And I was trying to find the right items to really show those decorations. I'm gonna put a link down so you can actually see the house in the description below. And this house had little tones of red, so that's why we have, the red fence and the red door, and the windows all were circular and had this neat look to it. However, I couldn't find pictures of every side of the house, so I had to get creative about like where the kitchen is and um, would those windows fit above a counter space. Now, if you've ever been to New Orleans or you live in New Orleans, you know that most of the houses, like the rooms are narrow. I guess this was a time when everybody was just tall and thin. And it's funny because everyone I meet from New Orleans, like their families are born and bred in New Orleans, they're all short. And like I'm 5'9", so I kept getting the, "Oh, you're such a tall girl," and I'm like, "No, no." I lived in New Orleans for several years. I'm originally from North Louisiana, so yeah, it's the best place to me on earth. So the outside, like these fences were perfect for the outside because it was stone with the iron, you know, I guess it's called lattice work. Now it had some trees out front, but they were really, really big, and I didn't want to put those trees out front of this because then you wouldn't be able to see the front. um, the greenery around the house was not very differentiated. It had a lot of ferns, um, and just to kind of have a another color pop, I added some white flowers. But the house itself just had a lot of ferns and shrubs, and this was really fun to do because as I was putting everything down, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is New Orleans." I was starting to get more of that wild but contained vibe because we are technically subtropical down here. Like now I live about 45 minutes from New Orleans, and I live closer to the Gulf, and it's it's just a lot of greenery, a lot of wild ferns, and it's a constant struggle fighting nature to keep from like ruining your house. In between the plants growing in and the bugs and the wildlife and the hurricanes, yeah. So I found this and it just came out so good. Like it looks almost exactly what is on top of the roof in the real house. Um, I saw it has a courtyard in the back, which most traditional New Orleans houses do. So I made a little courtyard back there, and I'm just lining it with the same plants and shrubbery. Um, I love the courtyards with the little fountains and stuff. Well, not little; they're big fountains. It's so relaxing. Um, I really enjoy putting these wicker chairs out. I don't understand why it's not an outdoor seating item, but you know, it's whatever. Now, I struggled with this kitchen because there weren't any pictures of the kitchen, but I wanted everything to have like an Art Deco type of style because that's how the house looks from the front. You can tell like it's built with the same layout as most traditional New Orleans houses, but the design is, you know, not antebellum. It's not colonial. It's um, more modern. And when I say more modern, I mean like maybe in the built in the 20s and or 30s. Um, it has more of that. What would you call that? I guess postmodern, or maybe I'm thinking of literature. That's my day job. I'm an English teacher. So immediately I'm thinking, oh, this, you know, I'm thinking about Great Gatsby, and you know, like if this was back in the 20s, you could see women wearing their flapper garb around this house. At least that's the vibe I get when I see pictures of the outside of the house. Now, I didn't over decorate the house like I usually do because most of these houses they're pretty simply decorated. Um, it's not until you get to the houses that are, you know, like the shotgun houses, the more, I don't want to say less elegant because it's still elegant, just in a different way. Um, you know, like the shotgun houses and things like that. They have more of a eccentric style, whereas like houses like this, it's it's like the architecture speaks for itself. You don't need a whole lot of clutter. At least you know that's what I get from it when I go and visit these houses or I walk past them. So I'm making um, this room up. A lot of black and white decor all throughout the house. I think the kitchen turned out really glamorous. Um, the sitting area is relatively small. I don't really see like the Sims living here, really spending a whole lot of time in there, but it has its, you know, basic essentials. You know, it's got the TV, it's got a nice sitting area, and I hate the curtains. I absolutely hate. I say this in every video, and I do apologize, but I hate the curtain options we have in The Sims 4. I've only found like a couple that I like, but I felt like this type of curtain gave it an elegant look. I was trying to find forever what to put on the side of this TV because this area is too narrow for a bookshelf. I end up using that decal, that wall decal, a little bit later. I'm trying to find traditional pictures to decorate it because a lot of these houses have old black and white pictures of how New Orleans used to look, as well as blueprints of, you know, just different pretty houses, and we have a lot of those options. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. I would love to grow this channel and, you know, get your feedback. I love me some creative criticism, creative constructive criticism. So kind of just designing the entryway. This house had two front entrances. This one that I'm working on now that went straight into the living room, and the other one that goes to the stairway. I don't know why. I have no idea why, but it does, and I didn't want to change it up. So I'm picturing like these Sims to be pretty studious. Maybe they had a child that aged up and moved out, and they have a little bedroom upstairs for him or her. But you know, they're kind of doing their own thing. If y'all hear dogs barking, that's my dog. He just got his hair cut and he's not happy about it. So he is barking probably at a squirrel outside. So I'm finding little things to put around the house. There's the decal. I love that decal. It looks so pretty. I mean, I was gonna say elegant again, but yeah. It, again, old school glamour is what I'm going for. I wanted to put those keys, those skeleton keys up there, and I couldn't find it at first. So I put 2 bathrooms in this house, and there's technically 2 bedrooms, but one you'll see is a little like misused. Again, I just keep the bathrooms pretty simple when it comes to decorations, but you know, the color and the architecture speaks for itself. You know, most of these houses have clawfoot tubs. My old house had a clawfoot tub, and I miss it, but it was so hard to clean that thing. That thing had to be as old as my grandmother, or older. Nothing against old age, but it was weathered. I had to scrub that thing with Comet and bleach, Mr. Clean, everything. Okay, so I'm working on the landing and the entryway to the top balcony, and just putting some, you know, little plants, little decorative items that's going to be in the entryway before you get to the balcony outside. End up changing the layout just a tad because, you know, even though we have narrow rooms in these kinds of houses, I made the master bedroom way too small. So I take out one of the bathrooms. I was going to have it 3 bathrooms, but then I went, you know what, we don't really need it, because I'm thinking like this is more ideal for a couple, and maybe like if their child moves back home from college or something, they can take their old misused room back. So I'm making this bedroom and still trying to stick to the black and white color scheme, and make it very elegant. The past 2 videos I haven't been able to talk. I put this wonderful armoire in there. Again, if you've been to New Orleans, or if you're from New Orleans, closets are so rare. Everyone has armoires. I lived on the west bank of New Orleans once, and that house had a closet, and I remember my friends would say, "Oh my gosh, you have a closet?" I mean, yeah. And then when I moved to Uptown, I saw what they meant. Yeah, there's no closets anywhere. Everybody has an armoire. So I'm picturing like the female sim to be again pretty old school glamorous, likes her makeup. I'm picturing like a Marilyn Monroe or Audrey Hepburn type. You know, she sits in front of her vanity just admiring herself, spritzing on some makeup. Not spritzing on makeup, spritzing on some perfume while she's doing her makeup. Oh, forgive me, guys. I've been kind of cloudy because of my wonderful allergies this time of year. It is beginning to be summer down here, and that's why I've put my handle as the Southern Belle from Hell, because it is hot as hell, and this is where I'm from. So this is the misused bedroom that their child has moved out, and they've converted it to an office slash storage area. I put some shoes down there to make it a little bit more have some more personality. So I added some clutter to show that this person's moved out, and some cobwebs. I thought that added a little bit more detail to storytelling. Some old antique pictures, maybe from when their child was young. Beaten up rug. I just felt like that added a lot of personality to that room, and was a little bit different than how I decorated the rest of the rooms. I absolutely love this sink. I wish the mirrors would go a bit higher, but I felt like that circular mirror went well with the way that sink is shaped. All right, so we are about to finish up this build, and get ready for the screenshots. They are gorgeous. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.
Thank you.